remember when I brought you that cookie? That was a real cookie.
What?
Oops.
Y'all jokers must be crazy.
Well, good morning, afternoon, or night, everybody. It's finally time. Welcome to War Thunder Vehicle Review with one of the chosen vehicles of the latest poll on YouTube, the T34 Heavy Tank. Right off the bat, among all the heavy tanks of the US tech tree of that same BR range, the T34 is by far one of the best that the US line had to offer at that rank and battle rating. And I will explain a bit better about this. The T34 is a rank 4, battle rating 6.7 heavy tank for the American lineup. Apart from the M4A3 E276W Jumbo, T26E5 Jumbo Pershing, and T26E11 Super Pershing, the T34 is surprisingly better than all of its partners, having a good overall in my experience. The T-34's mobility is compensated by a 27-liter Continental AV1790 3A1 air-cooled V12 engine that provided 716 horsepower stock to 810 horsepower upgraded. The General Motors CD851 cross-drive transmission makes the T-34 reach good speeds, 36 km per hour forward and 14 km per hour in reverse, with a help of 7 gears, 5 forwards, 2 backwards. Again, some things that Gaijin do to the vehicles to make it feel better when playing. In reality, the General Motors CD851 cross-drive transmission had only 3 gears, two ongoing and one backwards. That's pretty weird for a tank of that size, but it's the United States of America. So yeah. And its max speed is a bit reduced by 1 km per hour, even on or off-road. The max speed of the T-34 is 35 km per hour or 22 miles per hour. So they buffed the powertrain, the power to weight ratio, and basically the top speed of the tank on the game to make it feel better for the player. For a tank of that size, it has good mobility and handling, plus neutral steering. It comes very handy sometimes, but the tank is very large. Well, the T-34 has a good armor and good amount of crew, which makes it have a good survivability. This beast of a tank weighs 65.8 tons thanks to its thick armor and huge profile. The frontal plate is where it holds 102 millimeters of armor, and the effective thickness can range from 154 millimeters to 167 millimeters. The tip of the frontal plate has 127 millimeters of armor and has 240 millimeters of effective thickness. Meanwhile, the lower frontal plate have only 70.25 millimeters of armor. It ranges between 83 on the welding spot and 181 millimeters on the center plate. All of this of effective thickness. Moving up to the side of the hull, the T-34 have two separated armor types. To protect the crew, the T-34 has 76.2 millimeters of cast homogeneous armor, and to protect the engine side, it has 51 millimeters of rolled homogeneous armor. Both armor types are separated where the tip of the turret ring is. The rear of the T34 is protected by 51 mm of rolled homogeneous armor, but its effective thickness is better when located on the transmission part, 55 mm to 154 mm of effective thickness. The front part of the turret mantlet, has 203 mm of armor and effective thickness, while the rounder parts of the turret mantle have 305 mm of armor, with 314 mm of effective thickness on the front and 305 mm of armor with 305 to 312 mm of effective thickness. The turret sides are protected by 158.7 mm of armor that holds 159 to 293 mm of thickness, while the back of the turret has 102 mm on the borders and 101 mm of armor on the center that holds 191 mm of effective thickness. All of that to secure its 6 crew, driver, machine gunner, the gunner and its 2 loaders, and the commander. I know, this tank is big, round, thick. But sometimes big isn't good, because the T34 is morbidly big. And it means that its weak spots are bigger too. The some some weak spots that are very penetrable for most of the rounds between 5.0 to 6.7 or to 6.0 to 7.7 are located on some very known spots for some top tier players. The the lower frontal plate obvious of the tank, that it's literally nothing that secures that location, and the plate is very thin. Even a Panzer IV or a Panther can pan that, and with the post-pan effects of the APCPC, we know how it does when it pans. The the post-pan effects will literally shred the insides of the T34. Literally. The side of the turret, the left side of the turret, it's where it holds the first stage ammo. It's literally on its cheek, on the roundest frontal cheek of the left side of the turret. It's where it holds all of the 6 ammos. And the lower part, the lower frontal part of the side holes, they are very thin and they attract a lot of attention. The tank is fragile but it's strong. If you know what you are doing, and if your enemy does know what he's doing against you, he can literally pin your frontal mantlet because it's flat. It's like a Tiger too. The front is flat. Even a Panther can pan the flatter part of the mantlet if you are facing it. You need to keep wiggling it, or else you will get shot there on the mantlet. Your barrel will get shot out because it's big, it's very big. It's like 2, 3 meters, 4 meters of length of a barrel. I don't know why it has to be that big. But anyway, the side of the turret, the side holes, it's everything. It's everything for the enemies. If you know what you are doing, and you know if the enemy can pan you even from the front like a Yag Tiger, you can just make the IS-2 tactic. Show your butt to the enemy. It the engine and the transmission will hold their shots if they are aiming centered at you, thinking you are facing forward to them. It's a good tactic. It happens to me once. I had a good experience on it. The T-34 is a big tank. With that, it has big armor and interesting survivability against medium and heavy tanks. But with good protection, it needs to fight back effectively, right? And here comes the firepower of the T-34. The 120mm T-53 cannon of the T-34 has a vertical guidance of -10 degrees to +15 degrees. The horizontal speed is 10.7 degrees per second stock 12.6 degrees per second upgraded, 15.3 degrees per second with full leveled crew, 16.9 degrees per second with expert crew, and 18 degrees per second with aced crew. The ammo storage of the T34 is 34 rounds max, and its first stage ammo is 6 rounds. And speaking about the rounds, let's talk about it better. The T14E3 armor-piercing capped ballistic cap shell is your main round. Don't have explosive filler inside it, so the post-pen effect will not be good. But as a good point, the T14E3 APCBC can still pen above 200 millimeters at 2000 meters, and its max penetration is 283 millimeters at point blank. Meanwhile, the T70E1 APCR has enough penetration to bring fear to enemy players, 306 millimeters of penetration at point blank. And the M73 high explosive shell is your only one with explosive mass to take down light armor targets. But you won't need it since you got three 12.7mm M2HB machine guns, one mounted and two fixed as coaxial machine guns. And to end the firepower part, the reload time of the T34 that range from 19.37 seconds stock crew, 17.4 seconds full crew, 15.79 seconds expert crew, and 14.90 seconds aced crew. After some protection analytics and protection tests, I noticed that the APCR, the T17E1 of the T34, isn't the best choice to fight against King Tigers because it can pen it on the front and it doesn't have a very good post pen effect. The APCR is made to knock out components, not the entire crew at one shot. But the T14E3 APCBC of it have a better roll on it, and sometimes at a certain angle can pin a king target from the front. But it's just aim at the front of the turret, not on the hull. Because if you face a yak tiger, then you need to aim at the hull. The the certain angle to kill a king tiger and a yak tiger is like when the plate is flat and there then you just throw the shell and do its job. But the T53 cannon have enough firepower to tear up a panther from the frontal plate to the engine deck, ripping everything apart. It's like an IS-2, honestly. The T-34's firepower is amazing. Even if it doesn't have explosive mass on its rounds, it rips everything it touches at almost any range. Overall, the T-34 has a better potential at open field combats since it's a huge tank to make CQC. The gun barrel is long and the side holes are weak, but with the help of your team, you can control any street you pass. Some vehicles of your rank and BR can fight you, but it's just a few of them, like the German vehicles that carry the 88mm Super Pack, like the Waffenträger, Nashorn, King Tigers, Yak Panthers, and Ferdinands, and some 128mm vehicles like the Yak Tiger and Mouse are a big threat to it. But it doesn't matter if they don't know exactly where to shoot you to kill you with one shot. Russian cannons with caliber above 100mm can fight off the T-34 very good, but they are as fragile as a butterfly to your 120mm cannon. Even the IS and ISU tanks. Keep an open eye to HITA-fast launchers, such as the ASU-85, RU-251, and even a FV-4005 State 2 tank. This isn't a HITA-fast launcher, it's a hash deliver. Don't attempt to angle the tank too much, or else you will get hit badly. Keep yourself safe and unmoving. Help your team and always make sure for your team to help you. Out of 10 stars, the T34 American heavy tank receives 8 out of 10 stars. It's a good heavy tank and you really should try it. Well, that's about it about the T34 review. And I really hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed to record it for you guys. Don't forget to share with your friends that want to try something interesting that puts German mid-tier players on their cages. And don't forget to leave your like and subscribe too. That's all guys. I hope you enjoyed. And see ya.